What's good, y'all? It's Nonstop No with another video. Man, oh man, oh man. We didn't see that coming, huh? So, let's get into it. Everybody knows by now, Canelo loses to Dmitry Bivol via unanimous decision, I believe. Fucked up ass scorecard, 115 to 113 all around. Um, what I've seen, I don't know how you give Canelo more than 3 rounds, and that's just being generous, to be honest. It was a wipeout. Um, you could not give Canelo any clear rounds. Period. Period. No clear rounds. Okay. Um, my prediction obviously was Canelo by stoppage in the later rounds. Obviously, that didn't happen. Um, I think, to be honest, and this is not just saying what everybody else is saying. This is um honest. Honestly, this was a cherry pick gone wrong. Period. That's just what it was. Just like me, just like I think Canelo and his team underestimated Bivol. He was looking at his dimensions. He was looking at his record. He was looking at his non-punching power, his KO record. He was looking at his style, and it on paper, it didn't look like he had nothing for Canelo. Straight up and down, just even in this fight, straight up and down. Eastern European fighter, no punching power because he's not a knockout artist. He has only like 11 knockouts or some crazy shit like that. Only 19 fights, now 20. Um, they just underestimated him. That's the only thing I could think of. What happened here? So let's go to the start of the fight. Round one, filling each other out, but just right away, man. Um, just right away, you could tell it was a different fight, especially in round three. Canelo was already gassing out. For whatever reason, Canelo's mouth was open already. He looked lethargic, already pushing his punches. It didn't have that pop that we usually see. It was very different of the Canelo fights that we've seen recently. That Canelo, you know what this Canelo looks like last night from Bivol? Looks like the Canelo of old back in the 147, 154 pound days, right before the Canelo weight of 155, when he used to gas out in the second half of the fight because he had gas out issues. You know what I'm saying? Um, every time he would fight, hard, fight fresh. Then once 6, 7, 8 goes around round wise, he starts gassing out. He starts slowing down. He starts plotting. He'll start like his feet will be like in cement. His feet was in cement from round 3 on. It was really bad. I don't know. So I don't know about the preparation they were doing. I don't know the training they were doing. If he was doing his training right, it was just all bad from everything. Only thing that did not happen is Canelo going down. If Bivol was a power puncher, if he had more pop in his punches, which, like I said, that's another reason why they picked Bivol. Cherry pick gone wrong. That's another reason why they picked Bivol, because he wasn't a power puncher, so he could eat his punches. And Canelo, trust me, was eating them punches. Bad. All up on the ropes and shit. Bad. Okay? To you little Canelo fanboys, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the excuses of he's biting off more that he can chew. I don't want to hear that he was small Bivol was just too big for him. Didn't he just knock out Kovalev, the Crusher Kovalev? Didn't he just knock him out in a spectacular knockout? Hmm? I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from you guys at all. Just like Canelo said in his post fight interview, no excuses. Because he has no excuses at all. Canelo's a big boy. Okay? 175 is no problem for him. I think he just fucked up, man. I really think he underestimated this dude. Um, about these like these foreigners, like these like Bivol, like being Russian and stuff like that. He don't know who he could care less who Canelo is. You see what I'm saying? He's just another fighter, you know. If Bivol was in the States and lived in the States, was American or Mexican or Canadian, whatever, out here, I think it would be more of a starstruck and like, oh my God, I'm fighting Canelo, like a Caleb Plant talking in the ring. Hey Canelo, did you like that jab? I'm pretty good, huh, Canelo? And then get his ass beat because he's starstruck because he's fighting Canelo. Bevo didn't have anything about that. It was just, okay, I'm just fighting this fucking guy and I'm gonna beat him like I've done my last 19 opponents. He didn't have that starstruck respect for Canelo. Okay. So on and on, Bevo just kept on kicking Canelo's ass. Canelo swinging wild, freaking swooping left and right hooks that would miss. Again, like I said on my prediction video, and then another reason why I picked Canelo to win this fight. Did we see Bevo do anything special in this fight? He's not that athletic. All he would do is take maybe a half step back or a full step back and counter him, or turn around and reset. Nothing but a bunch of jabs and a bunch of 1-2s, 1-2-3s maybe. That's it. It was nothing else. Bevo didn't do much. He'll push him a little, push him back a couple times. That was it, y'all. It was nothing special about what Bevo was doing. Only thing that I think that was working out for Bevo, that they stuck to the game plan and they will push the action when given the chance to. So basically, when Canelo will be resting on the ropes, or you could tell Canelo's not going to be uh, shooting his shot, Bevo would jump on him for a fury, a flurry or two. Okay, Laura didn't do that. If Laura would have done that back in 15, 16, whatever it was, Laura would have won that fight. Okay. But nobody really pushes the action with Canelo. They'll just let him get off whenever he feels like getting off. Bivol didn't do that. Bivol would push the action just a little bit more. He wouldn't stay in just one gear. All these rest of these dudes would just stay in one gear and think they'll win a round because they jabbed him in the face a few times. No, you got to do more. You got to do a little bit extra to Canelo. He's the favorite. You see those scorecards. You know? Canelo was on the ropes like I want to count either 4 or 5 times, just trying to gasp for air for a good 30 seconds to a minute in 5 of those rounds. Easy. Again, slow, lethargic, just I don't know what the hell was going on. All I know, that was easy. Again, lucky that Bivol is not a power puncher, because Bivol would have got him out of there. With that being said, looking in the future, I know they have a rematch clause. Canelo, like typical, like everybody else says, they'll give him a rematch, and he'll he'll do the rematch clause. I don't believe it. It's not the way. It's not just because Canelo got beat. It's how he got beat. He got beat, and at the same time, he got beat bad. It's not you losing. It's how you lose. You see what I'm saying? Um, I will be very, very surprised if Canelo goes right back in there with Bivol for an immediate rematch in September. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Canelo needs his confidence back up. He might even go back down to 168. Or he's going to do some crazy, Canelo, he's going to do some random Canelo weight of 170 or some shit and bring somebody up or bring somebody down for his next fight. Other fights in the future, because of what Bivol did to Canelo, upsetting Canelo. I hope this is not the case, but I'm going to predict it here because I would not be surprised. Say goodbye to the Charlo fights. Say goodbye to the David Benavidez fights and the actual fights that we want to see versus Canelo. Bivol just beat him up to not have Canelo have the confidence to fight these dudes, the dudes that we really want to see him fight. Say goodbye for the Demetrius Andrade fights, stuff like that. I don't think it's going to happen anymore. I think Canelo's going to fight scrubs, get his confidence back up, and then he might fight a name. I want to say before he retires. That's just what it is. He's 31, 32 years old. He got a couple years left in him. There's these dudes just fucked up. He's not fighting none of these dudes anymore. He's now he's really backed in the corner, be like, nope, I'm not fighting nobody no more. That's just what it is. Okay, so let me know what you guys think. It's not going to be an immediate rematch. I'll be surprised if it's an immediate rematch. Shout out to Bivol, doing what he was supposed to do. He didn't do anything special, but he beat him. Beat him fair and square. Even though those judges was trying to rob him. They was trying to give freaking. Did you see those scorecards, man? It was ridiculous. Anyway, hate, like, comment, subscribe, the whole nine. Deuce.